Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 3 of my favorite 31 debut albums of all time. We've been counting down each and every day here this month in October. We've got 31 days. Our number one, my number one pick, and yours, will be revealed on Halloween, October 31st. We just got 2 more picks to go after today. These are what we feel are the top debut releases across all genres, all time. Bands who knocked it out of the park right from the get-go on their very first album. So today, for pick number 3, this is an album that was released February 13th, 1970 in the UK, June 1st, 1970 here in the States. Recorded at Regent Sound Studios in London, England. Produced by Roger Bain for Vertigo Records in the UK, Warner Brothers here in the States. Of course, I'm talking about Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath. Yes, indeed. This is where it all began, folks. The birth of heavy metal, right here. Pretty much. You had other heavy things, somewhat heavy things before this, right? You had Led Zeppelin 1 and 2. You had Blue Cheer. You had a couple other things here and there that somewhat registered on the heavy meter. The heavy meter? Heavyometer? Heavy meter? Yeah, whatever. But nothing really quite like this. Nothing quite like this. I would argue probably, maybe some of that early Mountain, some big heavy stuff there, certainly in Rock by Deep Purple, but nothing quite as sludgy, crushing, doomy, of course, as this first Black Sabbath record. Of course, the lineup here, the classic lineup, Ozzy Osbourne on lead vocals, Tony Iommi on guitars, Terry, otherwise known as Geezer Butler, on bass and lyrics, and the great Bill Ward on drums and percussion. What do we have on this album? We've got some legendary tracks. Of course, it kicks all off with the images of fog and rain. Of course, the church bell, Black Sabbath, self-titled track, title track. I mean, Black Sabbath is one of the most legendary heavy songs of all time, right? Devil's Tritone. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, it's iconic. It's so heavy. What a menacing song, right off the bat. The band just kind of getting tagged as this kind of like evil rock band, right? Of course, with these dark lyrics and dark music, and it's so heavy, unlike anything else. At 6 minutes, 20 seconds, a terrific opener, and one of their legendary, iconic songs. That's followed up by something a little bit busier, a little bit faster paced, right? The Wizard, a little bluesier for sure. You got that little bit of harmonic at the beginning. Right? Cool song for Iommi, right? Good riffing, good little lead breaks and stuff. Fun song. Then we got the quick but still cool Behind the Wall of Sleep, which then eventually leads into a little bass solo that begins the crushing NIB, another lengthier track, 6 minutes and change, to finish out side A of the album, which is just, so good. NIB is just so good. And kind of, it's weird how, like, you get, those tracks all like kind of lead into each other. Here in the U.S. release, right? You get Wasp, Behind the Wall of Sleep, basically, and NIB. It's all like the way they have they had it listed. Yeah, you can see it right here. Just how I remember getting the original vinyl and thinking, well, okay, so when does one start? When does one begin? Is it like a suite? What is it? It's just kind of the weird way they set it up that way. Over on side 2, however, you got, again, kind of a similar thing. You got Wicked World, just crushing, heavy song. Again, a lot of what's on this record is kind of blues-based, but just amped up with the heaviness and the distortion and whatnot. And Geezer's bass just so enormous on this album. And then after Wicked World, you got Bit of Finger, Sleeping Village, and then Warning. And of course, Warning is an old Ansley Dunbar Retaliation song in here, but again, just amped up to 11 with some blistering Tony Iommi guitar solos on it. Bluesy, jazzy guitar solos. Just a very, very jammy second side to this album, all told just under 40 minutes long, of early Black Sabbath. Again, as much as I love this album, I generally don't rank it amongst my top albums. As great as it is, I mean, you know, when you have like Paranoid, Master Reality, Volume 4, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules, you got all these great albums, right? I tend to, in fact, I don't know if I've ever ranked this in the top 5. Just goes to show you how great, you know, at least the first half of the whole discography is really great in my opinion, but especially that first half. But I do love it, and I think it's one of the most important records of all time, and one of the greatest debuts of all time, obviously, is ranking number 3, with just an iconic album cover. I mean, it's like, you know, just how cool and creepy is that, right? It's absolutely amazing. So, yeah, a great debut. Great debut of a band that would, like I said, knocked it out of the park right from the debut, but then would continue to get better as time goes on. They would get better as songwriters, as players, and I always like the production on this album. You know, Roger Bain's production on those first couple of records, I think, work really well. It's just something about them, right? So good. And of course, on the UK version, you had Evil Woman. You know, the cover of Evil Woman, so which is kind of fun too. But it's fun. It's almost like it's not needed on this album at all. So anyway, let's go to the charts. Australia, this made it to number 8. Canada, number 29. Dutch charts, number 6. Finnish charts, number 13. Over in France, number 10. Germany, number 8. UK charts made it to number 8 as well. Here in the States, it made it to number 23. And with the reissue, the remaster in 2022, I've got the 2016, but I guess they did it again in 2022. Scottish charts 24, UK independent albums number 11, and UK rock and metal charts number 3. And as far as certifications go, Canada, this went gold. UK, this went gold, 100,000 units sold, 50,000 in Canada. And here in the States, this was a platinum seller. 1 million copies sold of Black Sabbath. Yes, indeed. And as far as, hold on one second here. Evil Woman with Wicked World on the flip side, released as a single in the UK January 9th, 1970, so predating the release of the album. They put out that track, so no singles released here in the States. However, of course, Black Sabbath, the title track, a staple of rock, FM rock radio from that point on, still to this day. So, yeah, that is my pick for today. Black Sabbath self-titled debut. Let us know what you think of that down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today, pick number 3. And we'll see you tomorrow for 2. And, of course, Thursday we got number 1 before we move into Drum Month. Favorite drummers, 30 days in November. We're picking out our 30 favorite drummers of all time, along with our 3 favorite releases featuring their drum skills and our favorite drum performance from that particular player. So it's going to be a little tough for me because, you know, I don't often think of drummers, and I'm always guitar focused, and so this is going to be a real challenge for me. I'm going to be doing a lot of work in the next 2 days to get it ready, but I've got like a whole bunch of drummers listed. I just need to start putting them in the order of my preference and then picking out songs and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of work for me because it doesn't come quite as quickly as me. It's like I have to really think about it and kind of go over and listen to songs and stuff and just try and figure out exactly what I'm going to pick. So yeah, it's just because I'm not a drummer. I don't often focus on what drummers are doing most of the time. You know, the ones that I do, there are a few, but others I just like, oh, I really like that guy, but I don't really think about, you know, performances and things like that. It's just not in my DNA, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm up for the challenge, and I know you guys have been asking for it, so we're going to do it. So that's coming up starting on Friday morning. So till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options, all listed below. Thank you in advance for all your support there. It's always greatly appreciated. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.